actually true?
It's actually not true.
A lot of people think that.
That's a common myth. You know, I've heard that.
Okay, that one actually is true.
And this is should have asked the tour guide.
I heard there's a law that no building can be taller than the Capitol building. Is that true?
So, Capitol building, tallest building in Washington, D.C. Is that true?
That is a very common myth, a very common misconception that people think the Capitol building is the tallest building, or that they think there's a law that limits the height of the building based on the Capitol or sometimes the Washington Monument. So it's not true, but it is certainly a widely spread misconception. So if you think that, that's okay.
Yeah. What is the D.C. the law associated?
So
that's what I want to ask.
The height law on buildings is complicated in Washington because it's Washington. That's how we do. No building can be more than 20 feet higher than the width of the street that it's on, which means that most of our tallest buildings, and by tallest I mean tallest, are going to be on K Street because that's the widest street in the district.
To expand on that a little bit, our first act to ever really talk about how tall buildings could be comes in 1899, which is before a lot of the more modern architecture that we've come to expect. Congress reevaluates the Height Act in 1910 and sort of sets up the limitation we have today. Essentially though, 130 feet is about the limit. So it's either the width of the street it's located on plus 20 feet or 130 feet, but unless you get a special exception, you're not building a building taller than 130 feet if it's being built after 1910.
Which is not very tall.
Not very tall.
No. They deliberately wanted to give DC a low profile. And what is the tallest building in Washington?
What is the tallest? Well, I guess that
depends on
what
how
you
measure
describe as a building. I only just recently discovered what it was the radio tower.
The Hughes Tower. If you've ever been up inside the Washington Monument or the old Post Office Pavilion or any high spot in DC, you've maybe noticed what looks a little like the Eiffel Tower. It looks a little like the Eiffel Tower, but it's essentially a radio tower. It's more than 700 feet tall, but isn't it considered a building because it's used to draw in radio? So you have to look it up.
Also depends on how you measure tallest. For example, the Washington Monument is taller than the Washington National Cathedral, but the Washington National Cathedral is on a pretty significant hill. So do you measure the hill?
I think when we're talking about a height of a building, we're going from the base of the building, from the ground level up.
Yes.
So that would mean the Washington Monument, 555 feet tall, 5 1/8 inches, or 169 meters, is the tallest standalone structure. Standalone structure.
So Capitol building, not the tallest building in Washington.
Not
DC.
even close.
No law that says it has to be the tallest. So that is not true.
Not true.
So if you guys have any future myths, misconceptions, questions about Washington, D.C. or American history in general, comment below, let us know, tag us on social media, at Top Things to Do DC, hashtag should have asked the tour guide.